do this first in course 5 because course 5 puts you on the ground with confidence, your feet flat on the ground. Because when you go into 5A, you're going into a different dimension. And if you don't have your feet on the ground, you're going to get very confused. You know, you did it, but you had your feet on the ground.
Right, right.
And this one I love also because it really goes into a different dimension. Let me give you an example, if I may, because I love this. This just came to me intuitively this morning when I woke up. And I didn't know it until my first student today. It just came. Now, let's say that you are in Miami, and your intention is to travel to Boston. And for some reason, maybe you got drunk last night or something, for some reason, you no longer remember where you are. So how can you decide where to go? You don't know how to get to Boston? Well, all of us on this planet have forgotten what we are doing here. We forgot how we were created. We forgot where we are. Of course, I'm speaking allegorically. And because we don't know where we are, we don't know where we are going. I want to go to Boston, but I can't, I don't know where I am. So life is what's happening in life, and that's why we have so many difficulties, so many lies, so many things going wrong when life is very simple. But you got to find out where you're going. You find out where you are. To find out where you are, you have to delve in things like, how was this world created? You have to ask the question daily, what is the purpose of life? And then all of a sudden you realize where you are. Now, once you find out the reasons why you forgot, now you know how to get to Boston. And if you know that, it's a whole different trip. And the last 12 action keys in this course, 5A, are about that. Very.
And how about after this? Do you have anything for us for after?
I'm working on the magnetism, the personal magnetism library of self-education, which is probably from 12 to 14 volumes. And I'm working on the 5th volume right now. That is not original with me. It's my expansion and revision of the works of Webster Edgerly on personal magnetism. Now, I just thought of something else. The material in here, the 12 keys, I didn't discover them. They were discovered by Webster Edgerly. I just revised them a little bit because his concept was published in 1923, just his last work before he died. Now, it's beyond me. I can't understand why. From 1923 to the present, this stuff has been around. Why didn't they pick up and see the value of it? To me, this is the key that opens all doors. And if you get this, you can have money. Money comes to you just because you want to share yourself with the whole world and your teachings, whatever you do. So that's the way I feel about it. You don't have to follow organizations, you join groups. Everything is within you. It's there. Even computer problems, I go to sleep with them and I think, how do I fix that problem? And I don't always get an answer, but sometimes I do. In fact, probably I get an answer all the time. I'm just not aware enough of them to, let's say, all of them are not dramatic. Some are very dramatic. Yeah, so that's 5A is about deeper things about life, why we're here, and so forth. And then as you understand and accept those 12 concepts, those 12 keys, there is a transformation that happens. Now I'll tell you this. I studied that on his material in Los Angeles 30 years ago. I accepted 80% of it, but I could not accept the 20%. I was so full of myself, like we all have been taught to be on this planet. And so once I accepted the 20%, which is when this year, in January, when I started writing this course, I accepted it. And from that moment up to the present, up to last night, every day is a breakthrough. That's a fact.
So do you think you've put it in form that it hopefully won't take other people 20 years to
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. It was my duty. I felt that I have to put that in such a way that people can grasp it right away, so it doesn't take 20 years. That's a long time. But that's what is happening in life. Evolution itself, spiritual evolution, takes years like that. Because I had so full of lies. So I put this in such a way, it still requires thought, thinking. Not the kind of thought where you sit down contemplating your navel, ga 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 ga. No, I'm like Rudolf Steiner, who's one of my mentors also, along with Krishnamurti. Think you have a mind. Use it. And I discovered the more you use your mind in discovering things that supposedly are mysteries, there grows a new sense through the continual use of your mind.
Well, it is our minds that make us different from everything else, right?
Yeah. Well, animals think also,
right, but they don't,
very little.
Yeah, they don't have a conscience,
yeah.
So they don't have the, you know.
Right, and all that is explained in here in the concepts. So, where was I? Because when you, unfortunately, when you get beyond the physical realm, you get into a new realm, which has nothing to do with the physical realm. So it's difficult to adjust your mind to this other realm. How can there not be time and space? I mean, but when you get into the 12 keys, all that, you understand it first, and then as a result of that, a new process starts in here, a new ability, and that's, I would call that first ability, intuition. There are others more advanced, and so we can get to Boston.
There you go. That's important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.